What's a way that you've broken the law that you feel no remorse for? I don't clock out for lunch until after I microwave my food and use the bathroom. Pirating shows that are unobtainable in any legal way. If it is not on any streaming services in my country, or any direct buy platform, I have two choices. Wait until it becomes available, which could literally be years, or break the law and pirate it. Ships ahoy. This hotel I worked at was too cheap to have maintenance at night. So during my shift a water line blew in the kitchen and flooded the hotel, doing $100K in damage. The GM had everybody blame me even though I was trained in how to get the water off in the mechanical room. People were being ruthless to me, so I returned the favor. For the next 3 months, I peed on the ballroom carpet floor every night. No puddles, just walking sideways and peeing little by little along the edges of this massive ballroom. After leaving the hotel, someone told me that the room had been unrentable because parties were complaining of a bad odor. Even a bride refused to be married as she smelled it on the final walkthrough. The hotel blamed mold and had to rip up all the carpet and tear out the wall, spending $150K redoing the room. I'm a New Yorker. Jaywalking is not allowed. Everyone does it though, and it's nonsensical to not do it. Using torrent sites to watch movies. Sometimes you just can't find what you're looking for on Netflix. I was a homeless teenager, so I stole ketchup packets from McDonald's to make tomato soup with. I used an old coffee maker to make it. Nice try, FBI. Collected fossils in my hometown. State government passed a law saying all fossils and/or paleontological finds are the common heritage of the state and are public property or such. Fuck that noise. There are literally millions of fossils coming out of the ground every day where my family has lived for generations, and it's a poor community where the coal mines all ran out almost 100 years ago. I and the people from my hometown are not allowed to literally collect rocks and/or sell them on the internet for a few bucks here and there. The state government doesn't even have the money to research or exhibit the fossils they have in their museum collections now. Drugs? I dressed like a ninja at 2 a.m. and stole a dog who was being abused from his backyard. When I got him home, he was covered in cigarettes burns and hid under the bed for 3 days. Watching him thrive and grow into a loving, trusting force of nature made the crime worth it. I had him for 8 wonderful years, and I would do it all again just to have him back for one more day. Feeding the homeless, offering them some beer, water, lighters, etc. So many canceled DoorDash orders with food they could eat. The idea that feeding the needy is illegal in places is sickening. Thankfully the local cops are nice about it, but head to Orlando and you'll get arrested for it in places. Yeah, I know beer and lighters sounds bad, but I can tell you from knowing many of them, and even a small stint homeless due to a hurricane, that such things are often their only fun and distressors. We got TV, radio, video games, the internet, etc. They got none of that. Never gave them to a tweaker or problem person, just food and water. Important note, as it's a trope so much it has a subreddit. Homeless folks turning down food isn't choosing beggars most of the time. They have nowhere to store food safely, and food is the first thing you get usually. Everyone needs money for cell phones, clothing, shelter, etc. So don't judge too harshly if they ask for money over your leftover sandwich. Before 2000 in Alabama, Huntsville specifically, there was no need to ever renew your license plate unless you were given a ticket for it. If you were given a ticket, just get a current year tag, which would include a $5 fine for being late renewing. The $5 fine would put your ticket in double jeopardy, so they would throw it out. Once I figured it out, I stopped renewing my tags completely. I got stopped for it like twice in 10 years, both tickets thrown out. TLDR figured out how to game the system, and only had to renew my tags twice in 10 years. I committed time theft less than a year ago by taking an hour nap while on the clock. Ripped the little tag off my mattress. I once did 100 kph in a 110 zone on a 50k long, arrow straight section of road in the middle of an empty desert. Long distance driving in Australia is fun. If I notice something didn't scan properly in the self-serve checkouts at the supermarket, I won't bother going back to pay. Receiving a speeding citation from a speed trap going 3 miles an hour over the speed limit. This shit needs to stop in the US. I've been known to jaywalk from time to time in my younger days. I even partook in looks around loitering. I once drove 56 mph on a 55 mph zone, smoking weed when I was like 18.